Hi, Chef Ryan Phillips here. Today we have a nostalgic winter treat that has really grown on me over the years. As fall turns to winter, street vendors get out these waffle irons with unique goldfish shape and a red bean filling. That's Bungeoppang. So bungo translates as carp and bang as bread. And its name comes from this unique nostalgic shape. Now imagine you're a little kid and it's cold outside. You and your friends gather up enough spare change to get 3 or maybe even 5 of these warm snacks to warm your cold hands and your belly. Now you don't have to have a mold just like this, but as long as you've got the batter in and a filling inside, you're good to go. Let's get started with this filling. We've got Korean pot, or Korea's red bean here. And if you can't find these, you could maybe use some kidney beans. Obviously, these are a little bit smaller. I've got 100 grams of these going into the pressure cooker. Now for 100 grams of red beans, I've got 650 milliliters of water. And that's kind of precise because we're not making a soup here, we want to make a paste. So I don't want it to be too watery. We're gonna get this onto high heat. Now, once we start to hear a little bit of pressure, set a timer right then for 25 minutes. It's been 25 minutes. Let's turn off the fire. We can do a quick release here of the pressure. Now, if you don't have a pressure cooker, you could just cook these. Bring it up to a boil for about 10 minutes and then reduce it to a simmer for about an hour and a half and you'll get the same result. But let's see, pressure's down. Oh, beautiful. So this is exactly what I wanted. There's not a lot of moisture left in here. We don't want to make soup. We're making a paste. We're making a filling for the bungeoppang. Now, this next thing I'm about to do was a little difficult for me for my first few years in Korea. I'm going to add 50 grams of brown sugar to these red beans. Now, I lived in Brazil and Mexico for a number of years, and very rarely, never did you have sugar with beans. When I came to Asia, and especially Korea, and I started trying all these red bean desserts, it really threw me off. It didn't make sense to my palate, I just wasn't used to it. Since then, it has kind of grown on me a little bit, and pot is pretty good. There are a few dishes that I really love that are sweet with pot. So I'm gonna stir in some of this brown sugar, and that's gonna melt down. Now our filling's almost done. I just have one more ingredient, and that is a little bit of vanilla. Cut your vanilla bean down lengthwise. All right. And now you can see those tiny seeds inside that paste. We'll scrape that all into our red beans. All right. Now, the pod, do not ever throw this away. I'm gonna put this into my milk here that we're gonna use in just a moment, and that's gonna flavor that milk. All right, just incorporating all that vanilla into here. There's enough residual heat that it's gonna pull that flavor out into our red beans. Let's just give this a little taste. Well, it is quite sweet, but our batter's not gonna be super sweet today. So that'll balance things out. Let it cool down and work on our batter next. Get a large mixing bowl. We're gonna start with our dry ingredients. We have 200 grams of all-purpose flour, 50 grams of glutinous rice powder, Next up, we've got 1 tablespoon of white sugar. We have 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, and last for the dry ingredients, just about a teaspoon of salt. And now for some wet ingredients. Let's start with our milk that has that lovely vanilla essence from the vanilla bean. 150 milliliters. Next up, 200 milliliters of water. And you can go ahead and crack 1 egg. All right. And let's incorporate all of these. Now just one last ingredient for our batter, and that's gonna be melted butter. I've got 2 tablespoons here. Beautiful. I left a little bit here so that we can coat our pan a bit later. Now is probably a good time to put some of your batter into something that you can pour more easily from, all right? So, and get our beautiful mold here heated up. All right. Now, we want to get this good and hot, so high flame for a whole minute on each side, and then we're gonna brush it with butter and we'll start filling it. All right, our goldfish mold is nice and toasty, so I'm gonna turn the heat down very, very low at this point right there. And let's just brush a little bit of melted butter inside here, top and bottom. And now, when you go to put filling in, it's important not to overfill. So we're gonna go maybe 1/3 of the way or half the way at most. Okay, and then just a tablespoon and a half or so of our red bean paste right in the middle. And the rest of our filling. And in more recent years, I've heard there's all kinds of different filling options for these with street vendors in Korea. Even going savory with pizza. All right, close this down and set a timer for 3 minutes. Then we're gonna flip it and let it go another 3 minutes. All right, let's open this up. And we just want to let that steam get out so the edges get a little crispier. So leave it open, give it about 30 seconds on each side. Okay, our traditional bungeoppang are ready, but I've got some batter left over and I want to do something that's really nostalgic for me personally. When I was a kid, I loved having peanut butter all over my pancakes or French toast. So I'm gonna make a little filling. We got some proper maple syrup and a little bit of creamy peanut butter. I haven't done this in forever. This has probably been about 20 years since I had peanut butter like this. Okay, get this hot again. It becomes kind of an art form to try to get these just right. Okay, let's turn off the heat here. I'm gonna cook these. Oh, it's perfect. All right, our bungeoppang is ready to eat. Okay. Check this out. Oh yeah. All right. So. Oh wow. That little bit of glutinous rice flour or sweet rice flour really gives this lovely chewy texture. This is really growing on me as a nostalgic food. I gotta try the peanut butter though. Just makes you feel like a kid again. Big glass of milk, maybe some melted butter over the top, done.